Of course, he wouldn't acknowledge that. He came to me to make sure that I was supporting his sound policies. Of course, since his sound policies are now more like the policies people like me have been advocating for quite a while, I'm happy to support them. You know, he's a born-again neocon.
He's a born-again neocon. That was Weekly Standard editor and my Fox colleague Bill Kristol on Fox's Red Eye after his column declared that President Obama was finally coming around to, quote, a mainstream foreign policy. But what exactly does that mean? With us now to sort it all out is the American Conservative Magazine's Jack Hunter. Jack, welcome back to Freedom Watch. No surprise that President Obama's foreign policy is the same as President Bush's, and some of President Bush's most ardent supporters, notably my friend and colleague Bill Kristol, are welcoming the president into the neocon fold. Are you surprised, or did you expect this?
I'm not surprised, and, a lot of us said that once, the anti-war candidate who became president, Barack Obama, got up there, he needed to put up or shut up, but what we're seeing is a third Bush term. People said, do you want another Middle Eastern war by voting for 4 more years of Bush via McCain? Well, whether you voted for Obama or McCain, you're getting 4 more years of Bush via this new Libyan war.
Why do you think the president wants to fight this war of opportunity? I mean, his Secretary of Defense has said that Libya is not a threat to us. We know Libya didn't attack us. We know they haven't threatened to attack us. In fact, Bob Gates even said today on the floor of the Congress, when a member of Congress asked him if there'll ever be boots on the ground, he replied by saying, not as long as I'm in this job. The president can't accomplish what he wants to accomplish without boots on the ground. So why this mysterious war started by the CIA, never consult with the Congress, with goals that almost are impossible to achieve without an invasion?
Well, the neoconservatives, we just heard Bill Kristol say that Barack Obama is a born-again neocon. I think that's pretty accurate. Aren't different in their philosophy from the liberal internationalists within the Democratic Party. They both want to make the world safe for democracy. They see us as the world's policemen, where we have to intervene everywhere. And you'll notice that Defense Secretary Gates was very hesitant to get involved in Libya, but now we're there. He has to, of course, take the administration's narrative. But people like Hillary Clinton were anxious to get involved. She is certainly a liberal internationalist and somebody who someone like Bill Kristol can sort of sympathize with. Obama is a neocon reborn in that sense.
Why haven't they learned the lesson that you can't force democracy down people's throats, especially in a part of the world that has never had it ever at any time in its history? And you certainly can't do it at the end of a gun.
You think they would have learned that lesson by now, but not only the lessons in Iraq, but other things we've been involved with. People have to win democracy for themselves. We can't give it to them. The Founding Fathers knew that, which is why they advised us to have a humble foreign policy. No foreign entangling alliances, as George Washington said in his farewell address. Right. They knew darn well what would happen if we went down this road, and we're seeing it happening not only with Republican administrations, but as we're seeing now with the Democratic administration.
We only have about half a minute, Jack. What to make of someone like Senator Marco Rubio, who was championed by the Tea Party, saying yesterday that we must use brute force if necessary in order to remove Gaddafi from office? Does half the Tea Party, are they really neocons, or has Senator Rubio changed once he got into office, just like the president did?
Well, I think Senator Rubio, who supports what Obama's doing in Libya, is a good example of a Tea Party leader who is still comfortable with the contradictions that the Republican Party lived with during the Bush years. The Tea Party now, in retrospect, looks back at a Republican administration that doubled the size of government, that doubled the national debt. Why? Because they identified primarily with support for the war in Iraq. Well, now we're far removed from that. The Tea Party is zeroing in, targeting the budget, the deficit, a $14 trillion debt, to the extent that a Rand Paul is saying we need to cut foreign aid, we can't be the world's policeman, we can't intervene all over the place. That is in line with the Tea Party, but not what Marco Rubio is saying.
Got it. Jack Hunter, thanks for joining us. How the president has caused a 100% spike in gas prices, and why a teenage girl in Newark got arrested for doing something that wasn't even against the law.